Imagine sitting down for a normal dinner with your friends, laughing, joking, enjoying the night. And then suddenly, you realize there might be another version of you, outside, watching. Not a stranger. You. Same face. Same memories. Same life. But with one terrifying difference. They don't belong in your reality. Tonight, I'm going to explain one of the most disturbing and mind-bending movies ever made, a story where reality splits, trust disappears, and survival means replacing yourself. Because once the comet arrives, nothing stays the same. And by the end of this story, you'll question whether identity itself is real, or just luck. The story begins with a woman named Em. She's driving to a dinner party hosted by her friends Mike and Lee. Everything feels normal, until something small happens. Her phone suddenly cracks. Not from falling. Not from impact. It just cracks. For no reason. At first, she ignores it. But this is your first clue that something is already wrong. On the radio, a scientist talks about a rare comet passing extremely close to Earth tonight. And he mentions something disturbing. The last time a comet like this passed, strange and unexplainable events occurred. Reality itself seemed to behave differently. But no one takes it seriously. Because what could a comet possibly do? Or at least, that's what they think. Em arrives at the dinner party. Inside are her friends. Mike and Lee, the hosts. Kevin, Em's boyfriend. And three others, Hugh, Amir, and Lori. Everything feels relaxed. They talk about relationships, work, and random memories. But then Hugh shares something unsettling. He explains that he knows someone who experienced strange events during the last comet. Phones stopped working. Reality felt inconsistent. People reported things that couldn't be explained. Suddenly, everyone's phones stopped working. No signal. No internet. Nothing. And that's when the power goes out. The entire neighborhood goes dark. Except, there's one house in the distance. One house with the lights still on. And at this moment, none of them realize they're about to enter the most dangerous situation imaginable. Because that house shouldn't exist. Curious and desperate for help, Hugh and Amir decide to walk to the house with the lights. They leave the group behind. The remaining friends sit in darkness, waiting. Minutes pass. It feels longer than it should. And then Hugh and Amir return. But something is wrong. They look disturbed. Shaken. Confused. They explain that when they reached the house, they saw something impossible. They saw themselves inside the house, sitting around a dinner table. Exactly like they were here. Same people. Same positions. Same dinner. Same everything. This makes no sense. It shouldn't be possible. Unless there's more than one version of reality. And at this moment, the true horror begins. Because now they realize they are not alone. The group tries to stay calm. They assume it must be stress, fear, confusion. But then they notice something else. Hugh brought back a box from the other house. Inside the box are photos. Photos of them. Taken tonight. But none of them remember taking those photos. And the most disturbing part. The photos show slightly different actions. Different positions. Different moments. Meaning, those photos were taken in another version of their night. Another reality. Running at the same time. This is the moment everything changes. Because now they know the truth. Reality isn't singular anymore. It's fractured. Split into multiple versions. And each version has its own copy of them. And at any moment, those copies can cross over. Fear spreads quickly. Trust disappears. Everyone begins asking the same terrifying question. What if someone here isn't the original? Because if there are multiple versions of them, how do they know who belongs here? Or worse, what if someone came here to replace their version? Suddenly, every friend becomes a suspect. Every movement feels suspicious. Every word feels like a lie. And M begins to realize something deeper. This isn't random. The comet isn't just passing by. It's creating overlapping realities. Each one slightly different. Each one containing different versions of their lives.